The story is that a mother in Russia during the war, um, her husband was sent to Siberia, and she was left with an 8-year-old. And they had been hiding in a non-Jewish village, hoping that the police wouldn't find him, but they found him, and now she's alone in a non-Jewish village with an 8-year-old boy, and she has nothing. She can't feed him. There's no food. There's no money. So she needed to go to a different town, to a big town, for relatives or for somebody to get money to live on. And she couldn't take the boy with her. So she had to leave him with a neighbor. It was an older couple, and she had to leave him with them. So she told him what he can eat and what he can't eat. And she thought the plan was to come back in 4 days. She didn't come back in 4 days. The trains weren't running, her papers weren't in order. They kept her. A week went by and she wasn't back. The man would come home drunk every night, and to have some fun, he tried to force the boy to eat non-kosher meat, whatever, dog meat or whatever they had over there. And the boy would fight and bite and kick and spit out, and he forced it into his mouth. So after a week of this, the woman, the Russian woman, couldn't take the screaming and the nightly noise, so she took the boy and put him into an orphanage. In the orphanage, nobody forced him to eat what he didn't want, but they were always making fun of him and teasing him. Why can't you eat this? What's wrong with you? 2 weeks went by. Mother wasn't back. And the orphanage took the kids, the orphans, on a hike into the country. It was a hot day, so the children were thirsty and tired. So they went into a farm along the way, and they asked the farmer if he has a drink for the kids. So the farmer brought out a pitcher of cold milk, gave each kid a glass, and filled the glass. And this little boy was about to drink the milk, and he hears the farmer saying, "This is very good. It's good you stopped here, because there's nothing healthier for children than horse's milk." The boy hears this, and he doesn't know what to do. He's thirsty. It's a cold drink. On the other hand, it's not kosher. But if he tells them he can't drink it, they'll start a whole new conversation. And they'll start teasing him about the milk. He doesn't need that. But on the other hand, it's not kosher. So he finally decides that he's not going to drink it. And to avoid a scene, he made believe that the glass slipped out of his hand and spilled. So now they're going back to the orphanage, and the mother had arrived. She had come back. She went to the house, the neighbor's house, and was told that the boy wasn't there. In those days, children were kidnapped and disappeared left and right. So she got really frightened. And she ran to the orphanage, and she said, "I'm here to pick up my son." And they said, "He's not here right now." So she really panicked. They're playing games with me. But she didn't know what to do. So she was pacing in front of the orphanage, and the group, the orphans, were coming back. This little boy, 8 years old, sees his mother, and he starts running towards her, and he shouts to her, "Mama, I'm still yours. I didn't drink it." What kept him from drinking the milk? Yiras Shamayim. He's 8 years old. He didn't drink the milk because he's frum. He's 8 years old. He didn't drink the milk because he's his mother's son. She wouldn't drink it. I don't drink it. Why? Because I'm your son. If he would drink it, he wouldn't be able to say, I'm still yours. Because you don't and I did. The beautiful thing about the story, after 3,000 years since Har Sinai, most Jews, maybe all Jews, can still say, I am yours. Yeah, I drank things I shouldn't drink, but I'm still yours. I never stopped being Jewish. I didn't want to stop being Jewish. I would never do anything to stop being Jewish. I eat wrong foods, I drink wrong, but I never did anything to stop being Jewish. That's what he says in Tanya about the Kal Shebekalim. I'm a chazer, I'm a sinner, but not Jewish? Oh, no. Never. Anybody who calls himself a Jew, after all these years and after all this suffering, he can say, I'm still yours. You tell a child this story, and the child says, I don't care. Don't believe him for a second. I don't care if my mother loves me. Yeah. An old Russian guy recently arrived, and he never, in Russia, he was engineer. He came to America, he had to clean houses. It was very sad. Anyway, so I asked him to put on film. No, no. He laughed at me. No, he's a product of Russian atheist communist education. He says, no, they taught that's for the old guys. My father did that. No. I asked him a second time, a third time. No, they taught. Finally, I asked him, and he thought that if he doesn't put on the tefillin, I'll fire him. He was afraid that I wouldn't give him the job if he doesn't. He says, okay, yeah, okay, fine. Put on tefillin. He gets the tefillin on, and I said to him, say Shema. He says, we did taught them. I'm doing what my father did. And he starts to cry, not like, the tata that, whoa, this is the tata. And he just, so when a kid says, I don't care if my mother loves me, she loves me? So last summer, we had 40 teenagers, girls, and they're out of their mind. So one day, I just made a suggestion, which I didn't think they would take it seriously. We were talking about family, whatever. I said, what would be a great idea? Everybody sit down and write a letter to your mother. You don't have to mail it. Tear it up. But write a letter to your mother. I was very surprised. Almost every one of them did it. I mean, it certainly wasn't required. I was just saying it would be a nice idea. Except for 2 or 3. They all sat down and wrote a letter to their mother. Most of them did not mail it. But the next day, they were different people. They were not the same people. They were normal.
What do you do on your? I mean, I know a lot of girls. It's like people say, "Oh, her, yeah, she went to the program, and that's why she's different." Like, how do you magically transform? It's like before.
This is one of the tricks. I'm telling you, it was like, who are you, and where are the people who were here yesterday? They were different. Why? Very simple. The biggest insanity is for a girl to not feel like a daughter. That's completely off track. You are somebody's daughter and you don't feel like it. Of course you're crazy. They sat down and wrote a letter to their mother. They're not going to mail it. They'll never talk to their mother about this anyway. But I wrote a letter to my mother. You know what that means? That means I'm a daughter. All of a sudden, they were normal. They were daughters who have mothers who they can't talk to. But they are daughters and they do have mothers. That itself made them normal. So when a kid said, I don't care what my mother said, you don't care. It's just killing you, but you don't care. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation. It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program, there's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us, take a look, click the link below, and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.